Hey, it's George. I just want to say thank you for listening to this Trainer Spotlight episode. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Coach, what's going on? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
My name is John Moljo, and I'm the proud owner of Team Moljo Strength and Conditioning. We are an appointment based training facility located in Westchester County, New York. We offer private training and small group training. Our facility is about 8,500 square feet, and the primary clientele we deal with is student athletes, grades 5 and up, and the adult demographic, age 45 to 65. I have 5 team members here who are all incredible and awesome in their own unique way. If you are familiar with me, you know that I tend to represent the acronym STRONG on either a hat or a shirt. STRONG represents our business's core values, my core values, standing for self discipline, the S, teachable, the T, relentless for the R, O for optimistic, noble for the N, and grateful, the G. And the mission has been simple. We help build a strong and healthy community in a fun and empowering environment. I have worked in fitness exclusively for my entire professional career. Once I graduated college, I became a personal trainer at a local health club. And 3 years after that, I opened my first facility. And here I am, still doing it in year 16.
Tell me a funny or interesting story about yourself that helps me and the audience listening to this show get to know you a little bit more as a human.
So I'll start this story by giving, I guess, a fun fact or an interesting fact about me. And I think this fact will help people kind of profile me right out of the gate. But my favorite piece of fitness equipment is the air bike, which is arguably the number one most hated piece of fitness equipment amongst coaches and clients. And for years now, I've been an avid air bike rider, looking to challenge myself, push myself, design programming, just pretty much trying to bring the air bike to center stage for people because I think its benefits are deserving of that. But an interesting story was I told myself in 2021, wow, the first blizzard that we get, I'm going to take this air bike outside and I'm going to do a 999 calorie ride. And for those of you who are unaware, 999 calorie ride on an air bike is a very challenging and daunting workout. And my goal was to do it in under 1 hour. So I lug this bike outside. I live in New York, pretty decent blizzard. It's snowing. And I just start going. And the snow is snowing so hard that it's blocking the screen. So I can't really see my RPMs. I can't see any data. So I'm like wiping the screen off without trying to press any buttons. And I finally hit a button that stops the workout. And one of the most important things of doing a 999 ride is actually getting the screen to populate when you're done and say 999. So 255 calories in, the bike stopped and reset. I came back in for a hot second, threw a quick temper tantrum to my manager, got back on the bike, and just restarted the workout. 65 minutes later, the workout was done. The last 15, 20 minutes was absolutely miserable. The bike was squeaking. The belt was icing. My normal pace is about 70 RPMs. I was going like 50 RPMs. It felt like 70, but the workout got completed. So I share that story because I think what I like to highlight about myself is, putting myself in positions of discomfort, challenging myself, getting out of my comfort zone. And as a business owner, I think that's a very important quality.
What strategies do you use to attract and retain clients in your personal training business? Everyone has different approaches, and it's important to find moments to open our minds and learn something from each other. And I think this is one of the aspects within our business that is more or less glazed over and really good to find out what other people are doing.
With my primary education coming from business, that's been pretty advantageous for me running a successful fitness business. And what I have found over time is successful coaches don't really just rely on their ability to structure programming and deliver the X's and O's of fitness. From experience with some of the philosophies we teach here at Team Moljo and what I have seen through years in the industry and being at seminars and workshops, is some of the best coaches are great people, and they're great people's people. They understand the importance of developing and cultivating a strong relationship with somebody and what it takes to maintain a relationship with someone. And part of what has made us successful here at Team Moljo is we have great people who can become great coaches. And too many times we see people who are great coaches in the X's and O's, but they're not necessarily great people. They don't have the soft people skills to, engage in a relationship, make someone feel comfortable, make them feel special, make their day. So I think, one, having great people skills is an excellent way to attract and retain clients. Next would be, I think, obviously your professional expertise. People come and see coaches for some level of education, some level of results. They want to make some progress. So you need to understand how to deliver that to people, but stressing the importance that how you deliver that to people is going to be best if you individualize it to that person and their lifestyle. So someone's ability to look at someone's entire life as a whole and make recommendations based on their entire life, as opposed to structuring a program based on some type of end result, is A, what allows someone to be more successful, but B, I think demonstrates a higher level of care and coaching. So I think people skills and looking at someone's entire life can really be advantageous in terms of building a coaching business. It sure has been for us.
What is your process for assessing a new client's fitness level and addressing their goals directly? The way I assess clients might differ from how you do it, and both can be incredibly effective. Let's share some of our secrets so we can help more people together.
Any new client we take on undergoes some type of fitness consultation. And generally, that consultation is a two-way street of education. And what I mean by that is, A, the client needs to educate us on as many variables in their life as possible. Everyone is going to have some type of end goal. They want to lose X amount of weight. They want to do this lift, perform this or perform that. And as a coach, you need to understand that fitness and exercise is a very small variable for the most part in contributing to a client achieving their goals. There's going to be a lot of other variables that you can help impact and educate on that are going to allow them to experience success. So the first direction of education is the client informing the coach about as much as possible. What do you do for work? What are your stress levels like? What are your recovery modalities? How do you sleep? What's nutrition like? What are you doing for exercise? What injuries? What restrictions? What limitations? Give me as much information as possible, because the more information you provide me, the better of a program I can create both in and outside of the gym to help you achieve your goals. And then the second portion of education obviously comes from the coach helping that client in those areas make certain adjustments. Clients are unaware about the benefits of, sleep. They're unaware about how they should be training, which is why they're coming to you. They're unaware about, adequate nutrition. They're unaware about stress management techniques. So you as a coach need to educate them on as much of that as possible, but also let them know that, hey, this is going to be a process and we're going to tackle things little by little. But the long-term plan is that we eventually have provided some education and have taken some serious steps into making progress in these areas. So you need to learn about as many variables from the client as possible. And as a coach, you need to let them know about all of the variables you can provide support for them. So that's generally like a 60-minute conversation.
What are some of the certifications that you hold, and how do you stay up to date on the latest fitness trends and research? I built Fitly to help coaches and driven trainers find ways to provide the best services for the clients. Everyone's approach to problems is different because we look at problems differently from our own mind. Um, how do you continually develop your skill set?
Regarding certifications, I am a CSCS through the NSCA. I have my PPSC level 1, and I generally travel 1 to 2 times a year for workshops that are generally at least 1, 2, arguably 3 days long to learn from other fitness professionals. So my preferred method is stepping out of the gym, getting into a conference, networking, collaborating with other professionals in the industry. We have staff development here at the gym bi-monthly, and one of the biggest benefits of having a team of 6 coaches and instilling growth and learning into the culture is that these 6 coaches are constantly trying to better themselves. And every week we have staff workout every Friday, 12 o'clock. And one coach is responsible for a full month of staff workout. And it's that coach's responsibility to bring something to the table that not only help them develop their skills, but that will help develop the skills of the other team members. So we have a very good divide and conquer system in place where all of the other coaches are constantly trying to learn, grow, and bring stuff to the business that we can either provide feedback, refine, and ultimately deliver a better product to our members. So relying on the divide and conquer method amongst our team, traveling for continuing education, and then just being a student. I like to read. I'll do some research. If someone I know is posting some things, diving a little bit further deep into that, I think the way people are able to access information these days is pretty easy. I have a couple of YouTube channels that I follow that provide good content. So there's a lot of information out there. But again, like I mentioned before, primary is getting out of the facility and getting skin to skin with people who are doing it and making it part of the culture of our team to get better, learn, and it is my responsibility to make my team better, but at the same time, it is their responsibility to make me and the other team members better as well.
How do you envision your personal training business evolving in the next few years? The industry itself is always evolving in ways we can't predict, but we have to plan for the future we want for a business. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say for this because we all see what future is ahead of us in a little bit different ways. Our businesses all look a little bit different, even though we're all kind of doing the same thing.
Having been in the brick and mortar business for 10 years and experiencing a lot of different situations, I guess you can say, what has become very important to me is just staying true to what your business does well and continuing to prove on that. And for us, that has been coaching, private training, and small group training, and delivering kind of a high touch relationship driven service. And part of what is going to continue to get us to do that better is acquiring good talent. I have coaches in the past who have worked with me, interned for me, and have come up through our, I'll call farm system that have turned out to be excellent, great coaches. So continuing to make sure that we are feeding the farm system so that we can provide a continued great service to our community. And I also think with everything that's going on in fitness and everything transitioning to online and hybrid models and an influx of people into the market, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for more of a collaborative approach to provide services for people. An example of that would be we have a large fitness space and we weren't really maximizing it. And we just brought in a Pilates studio as a tenant to our gym. And some people might think, well, why would you put a Pilates studio next to your gym? It's a conflict of interest. And the reality is it's not, because they have a completely different clientele, and they offer a completely different service, and it's actually complements what we offer here. So I think finding ways to collaborate with other health and fitness services to provide people with, not necessarily just like a one-stop shop, but provide people with the ability to maximize what they're getting out of fitness as seamlessly and conveniently as possible. And I think there's a lot of opportunities for online coaches and even brick and mortar coaches to collaborate to offer people a better service and to maximize their business offerings as well.
What do you think are the biggest challenges currently facing the fitness and personal training industry? I know they're everywhere. Challenges are all over the place. But with the advent of different technologies, advanced technologies, social media, increased video and photo exposure, in-person training versus online training, the more educated clients are, or the more misrepresented clients are, or misled clients are. I know there's challenges everywhere. What do you think the biggest ones are?
I think this question is interesting because I can answer it multiple ways. I'll start by maybe sharing my perspective on online coaching, and I think what I'm noticing, and obviously there's some people that do it really well, but what I'm noticing is that some people, when the primary product of your business is coaching and training, but you're not spending majority of your time on the primary product of your business. So what that means is I find a lot of coaches are spending an incredible amount of time on creating content. They're spending an incredible amount of time on marketing and sales. And if your business is coaching, you have to coach people, and your focus can't be on just creating content. But I understand the importance of that to growing an online business. But at the same time, if you're spending 80% of your time on your next Instagram post, is that serving your business best? So that's number one. I think when people focus on, they're spending more time on things that are not the primary offering or primary product of their business. As far as in-person business, uh, I think just the biggest challenges are going to remain what the biggest challenges have been: client acquisition, clients being able to find other offerings and think they're going to get something better for cheaper as a brick and mortar. And someone who leads a team, the biggest challenges are, if you have a change in staff, if you have any actual issues in the facility. Personally, we had a flood that kind of set us back a little bit. If you have rising costs in your real estate. So there's a lot of things that they're just challenges. They're just obstacles. And I think any good business has the ability to see its way through a lot of these things. But again, for me, being like a brick and mortar owner, those would be some of the challenges I would be most concerned. A change in team and maybe any issues with the facility.
John, thanks so much for coming on and sharing some great info about yourself and letting everyone know you're a little bit of a crazy person when it comes to that air bike. That was nuts doing that in the snow. I met John at an in-person conference and we hit it off pretty much right away. I don't know if it was our mutual New Yorkness or our love for the flat brim hat, but we definitely connected about our love for personal training. I'm glad you guys got to know him a little bit more in this episode, and check the show notes to see how you can connect with John the best. That's it for this episode. If you want to learn more about FITLETE and possibly get your own episode, visit fitlete.com. That's FITLETE.com. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.